So here are the cross-disciplinary opportunities, these joint degree offerings that really set Sloan apart. For example, at Sloan, you have the opportunity to study at Harvard. First at the Harvard Kennedy School of Government. Actually, this is where Tim is doing a joint program. Secondly, this is really unique is that this is the only program that combines business with healthcare at the Biomedical Enterprise Program that's offered with Harvard. We also have joint programs in terms of engineering and architecture. The last one is a new program, which is offered for urban planning and real estate. Okay, now I'll turn it over to you. We'll talk about the MBA application process.
Hello, everyone. So after you heard Tim and Nat talk about Sloan, I hope you cannot wait to apply, right? Right?
Yeah.
That's good. So now let me go through what you need to do and the timeline that you need to do. So the first one pretty much is your personal academic information. Similar to other schools, you need to apply online. They will ask basic information, where you go to school, what work you're doing now. You also need to send in your transcript. So for a note first, applicants who studied overseas before, you may want to contact your school earlier because it takes a couple weeks for them to send over your transcript. Second thing, of course, is test score, your GMAT. So I guess take some time to do lots of practice problems, and you just have to make sure that you need to get your GMAT score like probably 2 or 3 months before the application deadline, so that during the last 2 months you can focus on your essays. TOEFL, if you have taken your TOEFL, if you have a good score, you can send it in, but it's not required. Next point is Sloan requires you to send in a resume and cover letter. It's the standard business resume, 1-pager, and a cover letter is pretty much you give them an introduction of who you are, why you want to do MBA now, why Sloan, but more importantly, you should mention how what your achievements were and how you would use that to contribute to Sloan. For example, if you're say like a stock trader guru and you make millions of dollars or whatever, you might want to say that, oh, you did that, and you can, help with the investment management club or the finance club at Sloan, for example. The next one would be your recommendation. For MBA, they require 2 recommendations, but if you do, I think if you're applying to LGO or the other programs, you might need 3. So try to pick someone who really knows you well and can write good things about you and support you. And I guess preferably try to have someone who's quite, if you have a choice, you can choose someone who can write well in English, so that, the more convincing the letter is, the better it is for you. The last part is the essay. That I guess would be one of the most work that you need to put in. For Sloan, they ask lots of behavioral questions. For example, like tell me a time when you defended your idea, or tell me a time when you had a challenging interaction with other people. So try to pick a recent experience in the past 3 years, and take time to think through your past 3 years and see what story you can bring in to show your strength. I personally use a method called STAR to write the essay. It stands for S is situation, T is task, A is action, and R is result. So basically you start off with the situation and your task. Basically you tell them like what's the context of the situation, what you had to do, what the problem are. Then you move on and talk about your action, what you did, why you did that, how you did it. And then you end it with results. What's the outcome of your action, and what you learned from it, and how you would use that to improve your life or your other new problems. As most people are, you probably need a couple of drafts to write before you get the final essay. So try to start early, and good luck. And here's just a list of contacts and email address if you want to jot it down.
Okay, we will leave that on for a while, so I guess that went by pretty fast. even I was overwhelmed by the information that we have for you. So, two things to fix the problem. One is the session is videotaped. It's going to be put on YouTube, so you can watch it over and over again if you want. And the second thing is follow up with us. We'll be around for the last 30 minutes, so you can ask questions then. Now that was a session by the current students. Now we'll talk to alumnus and see where they are right now. Before I go ahead with that, we have some current students here as well that's not up here. They are working on the Global Lab, the G Lab, which is like the short-term consulting project here in Thailand, and they're Thais. So I'll pass the floor on to Pinip, and he's gonna rock.
Hi everyone. Yeah, I'm just gonna talk quickly about the G Lab, or Entrepreneurship Lab, which basically is for second-year students taking the G Lab class. So yeah, basically, what you do is you pair up. You're in a group of 4 or 5, and then you pair up with companies that partner with MIT all over the world, and where you try to solve like consulting project with them, whether it be market entrance or corporate reorganization or anything like that. So basically what you do is in your fall semester of your second year, you take a class called GLAB class as well as working on off-site research. So you do like engaging in conference call and meeting, video conference with the client every week, and you do research beforehand and before your internship, which happens right now in January for 3 weeks. So a good deal is that they will pay for all your air travel as well as your accommodation.
So it's free, huh?
Yeah, so
you're home for free.
I'm home for free. But if you don't want to come home for free and you want to travel for free, then you can go to so many other countries. Like this year we have project in New Zealand, Turkey, Argentina, Kenya, China, India, of course, so wherever you want. So yeah, it's probably one of the most famous class in MIT, and also it's pretty much it has been very successful. That I think that our professor advertises a lot that the Kellogg School that has the same kind of project actually come and study the structure from MIT school. So I think, not to put down Kellogg, it's a good school too. So
okay, put them down.
Yeah.
Okay, apart from that, the videotape and the slides are going to be posted. And then you can ask me questions or anything that you might have. So why don't we proceed with alumnus? You know who you are, can you proceed to your seats, please? They actually want us to emphasize a lot on the Sloan difference. For me, going to Africa, Kenya, Rwanda, and Zimbabwe for the study tour. We study tourism industry in Africa, private equity, social enterprises. I'm also a joint degree student at the Harvard Kennedy School, so any of you who's a political fiasco like me, then you can always contact me with that, and I can help you with the KSG and MIT at the same time. Okay, now we have 4 prominent alumnus on the panel right here. So why don't we start off with Hikrit, and he can introduce. So why don't we do this? You introduce your name, your workplace, and the year that you graduated, and if you really wanted to.